Today's June 6, 2017. June 6th, D-Day, John.
Yeah, D-Day by Investitude. Yeah, D-Day. You're the one that turned me on to the idea that is what June 6th is famous for. A lot of very, very brave people and obviously a lot of great sacrifice by many of those brave people on D-Day.
It's funny how people just forget that stuff. A day that'll live. Well, that was December 7th. Today, live in infamy. Anyway, I do like that.
Yeah,
movie.
but we might have to throw on a little Private Ryan on lead in for this for your podcast today, Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Since you're getting so good at grabbing little clips of video and so forth.
Hey, speaking of grabbing clips of video,
yeah,
I just grabbed a clip of an old train going by. I'm feeling nostalgic. There's inside the loop today. The CTA turned 125 years old. So they busted out a train from like the 1920s or 1893 or something. The same train you would have gone to the World's Fair. And I went down to the Greek restaurant on their roof, their patio. I'm going to actually tweet them out. And it passed by. And there was, two cars. They're running around the loop for about 2 hours. And it was kind of cool to see. And I got a nice little videotape. I'll throw it on our YouTube site so people can enjoy it. The train geeks can watch it. So,
yeah, so we've got D-Day and another back in history, a train car from the turn of the century.
What are you trading? I'll tell you what I traded this morning. I traded out
of
some of my AMD. Probably got out a little early, but just some of it, just peeled off just a little piece of it. And I'm still holding on to the rest.
Got back up over 12 again. I saw that. I still have some, but I've got calls that I've written against it long ago here. Now. So,
actually,
but it's
I
nice.
should probably write.
Yeah, you might want to do that on some of the rest.
Yeah, and I said this day was going to happen. We said it in a podcast. You can go back and listen.
Yeah.
To I said, what did I have?
It was a steal.
I said, what do I have in my computer? My big screen computer. I got an AMD 7 chip. Apple's not changing these things anytime soon. So.
You know what our buddy Reform Broker said about it?
What?
He said, take it easy. He said that they're now saying, hey, if you're mining Bitcoins, you got to have one of our chips because we have the best chips for mining and thus creating Bitcoins. Since Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are all the rage now, Andrew, with all the money we could have made.
Still don't get it. No, I know. Still don't get it. Yeah, I don't get that whole thing.
I like the Microsoft.
Oh, yeah.
Joe
Terranova was talking about that.
Yep,
like that?
And I was agreeing with him, although I thought it was pronounced Azure, but he said Azure, and apparently he was right. The judge even corrected himself and said, okay, Joe was right. It's Azure. We called Microsoft. But
I don't even know what it is.
Cloud,
what is it?
Who knows? The cloud, let's just call it the intelligent cloud, it accounted for
Azure?
$7 billion.
Up in the Azure?
Of Microsoft. Yeah. It pulled a lot of covfefe up to the Azure. But it was, that's $7 billion now. And that's with, Amazon making 5 price cuts in the quarter to compete with both Microsoft and IBM. And the loser in it, of course, is IBM. IBM has been just crushed by these two. And we'll see if that continues. I'm not betting on IBM making it back, but we'll see. I guess I shouldn't count them out, but it certainly wouldn't be where my fast money is right now. It would be more like Microsoft. I saw today that Maxim, a big tech group of analysts, put out a 1,300 call on Amazon today, Andrew.
I saw that.
Even though I've already locked mine in by selling the 1,000 calls when we cross there. And, we'll see. I still think I'm right. I don't think it goes up 30% or 28% from here. I think it just slowly grinds higher for a while, unless they have some explosive growth somewhere else.
I think they're going to have an explosive smackdown, and I'll tell you how it's going to happen.
He's going to do CapEx like he usually does, increase CapEx?
No. There's going to be an antitrust, and they're going to fall in the crosshairs. They're going to be too big, and there's going to be I hate Amazon day. And I'm telling you, it's coming. I don't know when. I don't know how. Be. I'm just saying, one of these days. And whether it's official from the government or not, it'll be somebody suggesting it. And that'll maybe either start it or there'll be a I hate Amazon day, and maybe that'll do that. I'll get in. Speaking of which, going back to that Microsoft, I've been watching the old 24s. My son loves these things.
With Jack Bauer?
Jack Bauer. Find it. Find the box. Find the nuke. And I've been looking at them like I could do a whole podcast just on, the whole profiling part of it. But what I've noticed is interesting because fourth season came out the year that the iPhone came out, like right around now, 10 years ago. So they had filmed them before. So they're all using flip phones. And I saw for the first time they took a picture of one of their, terrorists with the phone. And they're using PDAs, and they're using Cisco systems. I'm thinking, boy, how all that stuff went away so fast. Nobody uses PDAs. I had to explain to my kid what a PDA was. It's a personal digital assistant. They had them all on their desk at CTU. And then they do this like live uplink with the president, and like I guess Cisco paid money. Remember Cisco had this live system things going on.
Yeah. Remember the old Palm?
Yeah, they have.
Palm?
Yeah, they have Palms. They have all this stuff, and I looked up the date because Wikipedia, and it came out in this 10 years ago, like this month.
Nice.
But they filmed it already, so I'm waiting to see season 5, see if they put the iPhones or something in there. But boy, how things have changed, including Cisco. So, what a difference a decade makes.
Well, let me see. What were we trading today, Andrew? Some Square?
Oh, yeah.
You believe that Jack Dorsey's actually got a winner, maybe? Other than, creating Twitter, other than the creation of Twitter, the whole thing's been a mess. But that's because they haven't really figured out how to monetize it. I have some ideas, but I'm not going to give them away for free, Jack. But I think Square, on the other hand, Andrew, we had it on unusual activity over at Investitute. 3 weeks ago, the stock was right around 20, and they were buying the 21s. And then they were buying the 23s. Now they're buying the July 25s, and it's through 24. So there's one that's kind of quietly put on a nice chunk from, 20 to 24 and change. SQ is the symbol, and we've got upside buying at the July 25 call strike today.
All right. I got a stupid question because I refuse to follow anything that Jack does because I can't stand him. I don't hate Twitter now. Is Square considered a bank because they take money in processing and they get interest on it?
Nope. They're not considered a bank.
Do they have the same, some people they take, you know what I'm saying? Like brokers just became like banks, like they're called something else, but they're really banks. Like PayPal, I think. Isn't PayPal like a bank?
PayPal could fall under it. They were really into, as you remember from our Elon Musk book.
That's what made me think of it.
Yeah, but I don't think Square has gone there. They're just a payment processor, I believe. Should be a bank. They should go out and do that because they can make a heck of a lot more money. But at least they're, making a sprint to the upside today and over the last 3 weeks. But, man, and if you look, I think, where did it bottom, Andrew? You got the computer in front of you right now. Did it bottom under 10? Square, symbol SQ, or did it, is 10 or 12? Because that seems to be in my head. I'm not sure. that going back a year or more if it was right around that range. But this is one of the best months that Square has had in its short life.
I'm seeing like some trades under 9. It took a big body slam from 15 down to like the 10-ish area, and then it stayed under 10 for a while, and then it broke to the upside around 11, 12 around July this time last year.
I like it. Tell you what else we liked, that XOP, Andrew.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
This is the spider. Yeah, the spider for the energy production companies within the S&P 500. So the XLE is different. That's not the production companies. That's the energy play in the S&P 500. These are the picks and shovels, if you will, the guys that help them get the crude or gas out of the ground. And big upside call buying in here and big put sale because they sold a ton of 34 puts that they made a pile on. And so if somebody's selling puts and then jumping in here and buying calls, I'm willing to, take a shot that they know something or that they think it's going higher in the short term. So I was scrambling right in there with them.
Well, keep an eye on those. All right, so you're headed over to see Killer, huh?
Yep, I'm going to go do striking options with Jeff Kilberg over with the CME. Then I'll, lurk around elsewhere in Manhattan for a while and maybe grab a client dinner later this evening.
Oh, speaking of which, because you said that Twitter hasn't learned to monetize. You sort of you've kind of monetized with Coppola, haven't you? Weren't you drinking Coppola last night? Were you monetizing?
I was monetizing. Yeah, well, people on Twitter have figured out ways to monetize.
Sure.
The micro-blogging service, but Twitter themselves, they haven't really figured it out because I don't think it's about ads, Andrew. I could be wrong, but whenever ads come on there, I shut it down.
Sure.
I have no interest in the ads that they want to put in front of me on Twitter. But I think there are other ways. I'll have to reach out to Jack again, see what he thinks of a couple of my ideas.
Give him my idea. The one about, like, if somebody posts a news item and all these people are like, hey, can we use it for free in perpetuity, just give you a little bit of credit? They should say, send that letter over to Jack. They'll take care of it. Monetize it for them. Yeah, they'll license it.
Right.
Turnkey license.
Why not? Give them a cut.
Sure.
Right.
Say the news organizations want to use the terrorist bombings. Terrorists, take a phone out, take pictures. It could mean money to you. All right, man. I'm going to let you go.
Well, if you want to subscribe, go to iTunes or YouTube. Give us a comment or two. Hopefully a thumbs up. And we'll try to answer your questions if you ask them over on our YouTube channel, which is Nigerian TV. So thank you and have a great day.